what is your opinion on Nick Rekieta and Steel Toe Morning Show and all of that drama? I know you have to be at least a little aware of that, right?
I followed it. It was I mean, it seems like everybody involved in that is just a piece of shit. Like everybody. Steel Toe, Rekieta, obviously. I don't know how, your kids end up with testing positive for drugs and shit. Like it seems like it was just a bunch of fucking drug addicts fucking each other or something. I don't know, man. What do you think? I think everybody's a piece of shit involved.
I don't think that's that far off. I mean, they had this. If you followed it, and I followed it because I wasn't even really a big fan of Rekieta, even though I've known who Nicky Rackets.
Yeah.
But I just never really watched LawTube stuff. Did you ever watch any of like the Kyle Rittenhouse? Like I didn't really. I watched like less than 5 minutes total. I saw clips of him and stuff that people shared on social media, but like the actual YouTube stream, I think I clicked and saw how many people it was surprised and just didn't even on the Johnny Depp, even on all of them.
I watched it like when they first blew up. I think it was covering Rittenhouse, right? That's when it really blew up. Like I watched it then. I didn't
200,000 live viewers or something at one point.
I think mostly like from there, I found Viva because Viva is like probably one of the only ones from that group that I still watch.
And Viva's like one of the top guys right now. He's just Viva's blown up. He's really doing really well. But but I did kind of know Steel Toe Morning Show because he had interviewed me and I just had talked to him and he'd covered me and he said some nice stuff about me, some mean stuff, and him and I kind of not really had a big beef, but a little beef, and we kind of squashed it. So I, in the whole story of the thing, I was actually kind of more interested in the fact that this Aaron Steel Toe guy is like trading because April was his co-host on the show. So I would see clips of his show. I was more aware of the Steel Toe Morning Show than I was of Nick's content.
Yeah, I didn't know who I didn't know any. That's what it was a little hard for me to follow because I was like, who is this fucking Aaron dude? Like I'd never heard of any of those people.
Aaron's crazy. Aaron's insane. So he's this guy that was on regular radio out in the middle of bumfuck Minnesota, like Spicer, Minnesota, or Kandaha County. I mean, he's in some other little small town. So
he's like a local celebrity.
Well, I mean, probably so. Because you're on the airways. But then he got let go because of something he said or something he can't. He did actually kind of get canceled in the small place, and so he just became an online broadcaster, and he's kind of and I would say this to Aaron's face, he's kind of like a psycho about it. He streams about 10 times a week in the morning and in the afternoon, basically Monday through Friday. I don't know if he does a Friday night stream, but he also streams on Sundays. So I'm just saying he streams every day and he does kind of like a news radio show, and he's not like a bad broadcaster. He's not even boring or anything. Like, I think he's actually good, is he like the best broadcaster in the world? No, but either am I. I'm just saying, I think he actually can broadcast a little bit. That's what he is passionate about. But his life is like a mess. I mean, he had this woman that was a stepmom to his kids who got hooked on blow, and then he was swapping her with Nick, who's a bigger YouTuber. And then his ex-wife is like an author that like has the kids, and the kids are supposedly being raised by the stepdad a lot of the time. And, he does have his kids. I'm not trying to call him a deadbeat dad. He's not. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying, seems like he's always getting cucked out and all by all these guys, It just seems like there's a pattern.
I don't know. I wonder like how much was like April involved in that, or because she's a good looking woman, right? I couldn't imagine like just letting some dude sleep with your wife. Like that for me is like, I don't know, man. That's weird.
And, and because this is a topic that I've researched, and honestly, you and I, this is a good place to start. And I've been brainstorming ideas to do the Nick Rekieta Steel Toe documentary because this is inevitably going to be a Netflix documentary. It's going to be a big time documentary, but we need to kind of get on it. And, you and I should actually work together. We should produce, sort of a mini doc and tell this story because it is a story where the saying reality is stranger than fiction, it is literally that. I mean, the fact that these are two YouTubers kind of struggling to make it, that both live in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota. It's like Fargo mixed with a YouTube. And so it has this news. And then Steel Toe Joe sends a picture of Nick Rekieta's wife naked to Gino Bisconte, and he gets charged with revenge porn. That makes me, and I know Aaron probably wasn't doing that to do revenge porn. So that's why I'm kind of he was trying to brag to Gino, but he did it on a live stream. So I mean, they're just all whacked out.
It's not very intelligent, man. It's not very intelligent. That like whole story is.
So we need to do a documentary. Sorry, I forgot to make my point.
Yeah,
you
and
I can do it. Okay, go ahead.
I'm down for sure. That whole story is insane. Like you're right, it writes itself. All we need is like a murder suicide to end it, and we're good. You know?
And that's what Netflix is waiting for. That's what, and I don't want anybody to get hurt. But now on the way the story goes, though, because I've been watching it. Like April had this pineapple tattoo, and supposedly that's a term for people that are swingers. And April supposedly was cheating on her last boyfriend with Aaron. You know, like she was with a guy, and Aaron was so she plays it loose and fast, really loose and fast. And I think with the Nick thing and why he started swapping with Nick, it's probably
clout.
April and Nick kind of wanted to do something, but supposedly Nick had, and this is according to them, this is alleged, had, you know, performance issues one time or something like that, and she had to come down. And so maybe Nick needed Aaron to blast his wife because he couldn't blast his wife. You know, he was probably just getting, you know, used and abused poor Aaron this whole thing because those three stayed together and he got kicked to the curb. So
you're on Aaron's side on this. It sounds like, if there is a
side, little bit, only reason why. And Aaron is just as degenerate, even though Nick's child is the one that had the dirty test for cocaine as a 9-year-old.
That's insane, dude. That part is like, and it was like, it's not like a 15-year-old who could like be getting up to some shit. It's like I forget the age. Like it's an age where that should never be happening, right?
Well, and you know the conspiracy behind that's so great.
Please tell me, Alex. I'm here for it.
Well, and when I say great, you know, terrible. And once again, this is a legend, and I don't, you know, because I know Nick is probably litigious, and I just want to say this is not something that I think is the case. People have speculated this. Well, people have just speculated this. We don't know if this is true. This is just speculation, and I'm not trying to defame Nick's character, but supposedly Nick has some sort of sleep, not epilepsy? Is that where, you know, you just narcolepsy?
You just pass out. You just fall asleep if you don't move or something, right? Yeah,
something like that. He's narcoleptic. Babe, will you get Sky Bear? He's look how big this cat is. Sky Bear, get out of here. He's all zoomed out.
He wants to be on camera, dude. He wants all the attention.
So supposedly he's got some sort of narcolepsy thing going on. And supposedly the daughter has it too, and that he maybe could have given it to her as some sort of medicinal application.
Yeah.
But we don't know if that to be the case. We don't think that's true. That's just what people are saying on some websites and message boards, and we don't co-sign that. Allegedly, yeah.
And so it all started with that weird story. It all starts with that weird moment where he's like really drunk on screen. Like this, doesn't the whole story start there basically, where like it all blows up when he's really drunk on screen? On a live, and then he's like
on the Sonotube medallion. He put on the Sonotube medallion, and then he like progressively Nick got drunker and drunker and drunker to the point where he had white powder on his nose. He had they say that he might have pleasured himself on stream, you know, where he's like kind of like, you know.
Yeah, that's the part where it's like, what was going on? But he looked like close to death. I hope he's doing better. Like, what's the latest updates on this shit? They're just all in court or what?
I think Nick is about to take a plea deal from what I know, and he's going to be on probation. And then Aaron is still pending with his revenge porn deal. And then on top of all this, like allegedly there could be new charges too, because Nick was logged into Aaron's Google account, Gmail account on his laptop or computer at his house or studio, and had been looking at Aaron's private messages, and not only looking at them, supposedly sharing them to other people, like Patrick Melton from NLO, Nobody Loves Onions.
So this just keeps going deeper and deeper, basically. Yeah, this is going to make a movie, dude. This is going to make a movie.
I know. And so when you say the murder-suicide, we don't want that to happen at all. But there's, like, I feel like I was watching a great documentary, and I signed up to Netflix just to watch the Jerry Springer documentary about that show. And, like, one of the biggest scandals that it had is that they had a mistress episode where a guy brought his wife and his mistress and said he's leaving his wife for the mistress. And then the episode aired. Then, 4 or 5 months went by. Then it finally aired, and I mean, they recorded the episode, then it aired like 3 or 4 months later. And the night that it aired, the guy got real drunk and went and brutally murdered one of the women that was on the show because he was just so mad at her, and like stomped her head in. And
wait. What is it? Which show is this from? Cheaters?
From Jerry Springer. Jerry
Jerry
Springer.
Springer.
Do you remember the Jerry Springer show? Yeah, like at the height of the Jerry Springer show.
I remember the one where the guy, like they brought in a gay dude who had a crush on him.
And there's one. Was that a murder too? I think there's one like that. Yeah. But I think that was Ricky Lake. I think that was that. Yeah, Ricky Lake. That happened. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff where that that happened, but they had a similar.
You worked
one
on
like
Cheaters.
that.
I'm sure some shit like that happened on Cheaters too, right?
Yeah, kind of, but Cheaters
were prepared for it,
and I just don't want to get sued by the production company.
Okay, I get where you're going with that. We'll leave that one alone.
But yes, when it comes to these like Jerry Springer type events like that, where I do think this Nick thing and Aaron thing, it's not over. They both have new stuff. They both have a lot of animosity, and I hope nobody gets hurt. But I just never know. You just never know.
It was a bad joke, the murder suicide joke. But
I know, but that is
for a storyline, like a movie. Yeah, you need the worst ending possible makes the best movie. In my opinion, I don't know. But I wish them all the best because I don't have anything. I don't really know.
See, me too.
Yeah,
I have to. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Yeah,
I want the best for both of them. Actually, I want Nick to get clean. I want him to come back, and I mean that. I mean, like a lot of people that are trolling him, they're like, "Oh, eat it." I want him to get jail time. I just want him to get probation and just figure it out. Both of them get their lives back. And I'm not even saying this as a concern troll. I actually want to see him come back. I like the success story, and we can always kind of joke about this. I think that would be a better story than their lives totally and completely just falling apart even more.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. That'd be great. We see. I don't really care about Aaron. I don't know Aaron, but I do care a bit about Nick because I did watch him. He was entertaining. He reminded me of what's the lawyer from the Breaking Bad? Saul Goodman.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, he just reminded me of Saul Goodman.
He's the Atticus Finch of online law tubers.
Yeah, but it's we'll see, man. I'm sure they'll turn it around. They got kids. That's the part that's like the most sad, right? Like the kids involved, So
I don't even think. And in all this, I mean, I don't think Nick. There's no way he's that sick of a person to be giving his kid cocaine. So no. I don't even want to think that. But I don't think those kids, even if they had some dirty clothes and stuff, I don't think their parents necessarily abused them. Abuse is like if you're really neglecting them. Like they all went to school and stuff. Supposedly they didn't shower and stuff. But I don't know. I just don't think that's unless they were like deathly ill or really messed up. Having 5 kids is hard. So there's going to be some loads of laundry that don't get done and stuff like that.
But it looks so bad, Alex. It looks so bad when you hear shit.
I know it looks so bad, but God, I mean, they should have. Let's be real. I'm happy all their kids are born, but that 5 kids is you need a staff. You need 2 other people to clean up a house with 7 or 8 people.
It's easy for things to become a mess real quick when you got that many kids. But still, it's just that's the thing when you're in the public eye, dude. You just can't have shit like this happen. It's not good, man. But I didn't even know we were going to talk about that. I haven't thought about that in a while. I was kind of like, oh shit, I forgot all about the Aaron fucking Nick Rekieta.
People who said I'm simping for child abuse. Obviously, I don't.
Don't even read the comments.
Child abuse is the most. I know, but it's the most repugnant thing ever. I'm just saying. I don't think the kids were abused. They obviously went to class. They went to school. I don't think they were. Totally neglected like the internet says. Were they probably taking the proper care? Probably not. Obviously not. And was he being a good father and Kayla having sex and swapping with their kids in the house? No, that's terrible. So I'm not trying to defend any of that. I'm just saying I don't necessarily think that Nick was abusing them physically, slapping them, hurting them. They didn't have any welts, kicks. Like that's abuse. And there's a lot of parents that do that. I just don't think that them being a little standoffish and not being involved enough is the same type of abuse as like sexual child abuse, physical child abuse, or even like mental abuse. So that's why I don't know, man.
That's the thing. We don't know, we don't know what was going on in that house. We just know little pieces of what we know,
Maybe they were. Shit, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they were burning them with lit cigarettes and, and if that's the case, then jail time.
The signs are not good. The signs are not good. We don't know, right? But the signs, what they point to are not good. That's what I'll say.
That is true.
I don't know. I just, no one, hopefully, we'll be able to know. But I mean, dude, if your kid tests positive at that age for something that serious, that's pretty crazy. Like
Yeah,
that's the
because
part that made me
the
go,
9-year-old doesn't have a dealer. The 9-year-old
yeah.
doesn't.
If it was
It's
15, even 13, like I knew some wild 13-year-olds growing up who got into some wild shit. But 9, that's crazy, dude. Like you should be nowhere near any situation like that where that could even be a possibility. But who knows, man? Maybe they left something laying around and the kid got into it. I don't know. But even that's fucking crazy. Like, why are you leaving? Yeah, like I don't know, man.
They
I
had,
can't.
they had an ounce. They had 28 grams. That's a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot. That's a monthly supply for them, probably. I don't know. I mean, how much? I don't know. What's the regular use? How fast do you go through that shit? If you're like a hardcore user.
I imagine a gram of it is a lot. 28 of those.
I've partied before, so I'm not a virgin when it comes to that shit.
Yeah, I'm not trying to act like some just total.
I've never gotten like that. I've never bought my own 8 balls, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
An 8 ball, so that is like 3 grams or whatever, 3.5 grams. That is like, but I think an 8 ball is supposed to last longer than one night.
Yeah, no, an 8 ball is, in my mind, an 8 ball is like a fuckload of,
Yeah, so I'm saying that's a lot. That's a lot.
You're talking almost 10 times the amount of an 8 ball.
Yeah,
not close to 10 times. Yeah, 8. 3 times 9, 27. Okay, all right, 9 times.
You know what I mean? Whatever. We're just talking about it, but it is a lot. It's a lot.
Math is not good. Yeah, no, but look, I hope they all, for the best for their family. I hope everything in 10 years, everybody's happy and having a beautiful life, man. I hope that for everybody.